would say we were good together. I would say we had fun.
Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. Please consider subscribing and joining the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I always forget to shout out my second channel, guys, CeeChronicles Unscripted. We're gonna have a huge haul on that channel, so do check it out. On Unscripted, I post my life outside fragrance reviews, but I also do unboxings. So if you like that style of content, please do check out that. Our new fragrance numero 2 is now readily available for purchase on www.macedonperfumes.com. This is our second release as Macedon Perfumes, the brand. I also have a store link right here on YouTube where you can purchase both fragrances or in singles. This retails for $89 and it is a fragrance that incorporates woods, fruits, spices, patchouli. It is nectarous in the opening there because of that peach nectar. Then it introduces a cacao, making it such a beautiful, really rich scent. Once you get this fragrance, please drop it in the comment section your thoughts about it. It is our second releases of straight concentration, and Proud Mary is still available again on www.macedonperfumes.com or right here on YouTube. You can pick Proud Mary for $119 because it's discounted for the month of April. The retail price for Proud Mary is $149, or you can pick the both fragrances as a combo for $199. Both are of a straight concentration. This is 120 ml and this is 100 ml, but also of an straight concentration. In today's video, I'm going to show you some of the fragrances from the house of Lattafa that did not get the time to shine. So there are some fragrances that came in there, and before we knew it, they were gone. Nobody spoke about them, or at least not so many people spoke about them. The very first fragrance I'm going to highlight here is Alwak Aloud by the house of Lattafa. This is a very affordable fragrance. You will be able to pick this up perhaps, you know, in the 20s, 30s, depending on where you are. And this is a fragrance that I feel is a gorgeous blend. It does speak to a powdery, musky thingy about it. That's what you're going to get offset. Something in this is also nostalgic. In the top, there's going to be a burst of spices. The woods are going to be, you know, evident as well right there in the top because it does have a double dose of oud, but this does not really build into an oudy fragrance. It's mostly just a woody touch at the top, followed by a mix of spices, particularly, you know, that nutmeg, you know, making this like an oriental twist of a fragrance with a little bit of some sweetness, some powderiness there, a lot of facets, guys. Some of you are also going to say you detect what feels like cloves in this fragrance because of how the spicy mix is in this fragrance. In the mid, it then introduces the rose and the amber, and it is at that point where it starts to feel as though it's borrowing a little bit from Oud Satin Mood without it being an outright Oud Satin Mood clone. But yeah, if you like Oud Satin Mood by MFK, you're gonna love this. If you like how powdery that fragrance is, how the vanilla, you know, in that fragrance is, and how the rose then also ties things together in that fragrance, you're probably gonna like this. But on its own accord, it does list a double dose of woods, something that you shouldn't really run away from when it comes to this fragrance, because it's just woods that are adding to that powdery bed and that spicy bed. So it's the very first one, guys, Alwak Aloud. The next fragrance, unless it's me, I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it, but it's been about the block for a while, and it is Velvet Rose. A continuation to that Velvet Oud in terms of presentation, bottle and everything. And this is the one that it didn't make it to the limelight. Of course, it's going to incorporate that note of rose in a very musky bed, and that musk is meant to add the longevity to an otherwise watery, even light, minty rose with a green accord, and a very softened patchouli that's also green. There's been comparisons of this to Rose d'Arabie, but I find this one more lighter, not in terms of it not having a lasting power, but it has this softened, subtle weight of a rose that gives it a little bit of some delicateness, as opposed to the richness in how the rose is done in Rose d'Arabie. But of course, yes, if you love that Amani Privé Rose d'Arabie, you're gonna love this. I do feel the fragrances are sort of like within the same DNA pattern. It also has a leathery weight to it. I don't know whether that leather is coming off a saffron or labdanum, because I do believe this has the note of labdanum, and if I'm not mistaken, labdanum can interpret as leathery. So yeah, there is a leathery weight to this. This is not a light fragrance in terms of lasting power. I am just saying, based on if you bought it because you wanted a Rose de Rabi by Amani Privé smell alike, do not expect this one to have the same concentration in terms of how the rose is done, but it is certainly a rose scented scent in a process, soft and elegant. This is also, to my nose, a fragrance that even men can wear because of how the patchouli adds a greenish accord to this fragrance. One of those fragrances that I feel was overshadowed by the busyness of everything that was happening. I think it was released around about the time when we had a Lattafa Pride collection, and it did not get to make it there. But if you've been seeing it and wondering what it's doing, it is a gorgeous fragrance. Now it's giving me that musk, but still keeping the rose. Then we have Anna Abiyedh Poudre. Do get what I get a little bit of in Cecil Rodriguez Poudre in this fragrance, but I have since revisited what other people think about it, and the fragrances that have been thrown there are not fragrances that I have in my collection. One being Celine Black Tie, and the other one being of the Atta collection, Arij. In its own capacity, this is a good fragrance. If you like a bouncy cashmere feel of how orange blossom can turn out if mixed with jasmine, rose and vanilla, you're going to like this. This is certainly a floral, but it is also very powdery there. The dry down of this introduces a dryish woody accord coming from the vetiver, because it does have vetiver there. Also has the woods in the base, but that is not enough to take away from this floral gorgeousness about it. It just gives you a wrap up of a lot of florals in a powdery basket there, together with the sweetness of a vanilla and also a dusty patchouli. So this is another good one. So the last one, and this is Royal Sapphire. The controversy on Royal Sapphire started with the name. I remember introducing this fragrance to the channel, and I had people saying, why do they call it Royal Sapphire? What's up with that? In a red bottle, and well, it is what it is. I mean, it's about the juice. I think this is of the second Latafa Pride collection, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be the first. Okay, but it is definitely a Latafa Pride, and this one could have been overshadowed by the fact that there is a similarity in this too, that BR540, but I find it woody and amber green. This kind of gives it sort of like a salty thing about it in the woodiness, in as much as it's a sweet scent. So a lot is going on here. The saffron in itself is also very active in here, adding sort of like a leather-like feel to the fragrance. But yes, there is that underlying BR540 thing that when you smell, you cannot unsmell. In this, I think if you like fragrances like Kalan by PDM, you're going to like this, I think, because there is an extra woody thing in this, and the florals are a little bit more prominent, and in that salty thing. So I think it's more of a twist than a 101, but perhaps this one failed to make the cut because the minute people got comparisons of it to BR540, they then dismissed it. This is one that I feel did not get enough attention, perhaps together with its blue counterpart. I think it's got a blue counterpart. I didn't feature that one. So yeah, another great Latafa here, guys. Royal Sapphire. If you happen to pick up this fragrance or you have it, let me know in the comment section your thoughts about it. Before I close, guys, remember, Numero 2, our second release, is now available for sale right here on YouTube or on www.macedonperfumes.com. Please support the brand. It is a brand that was established in 2024 by myself and my partner. So remember to leave a comment once you purchase this. Leave a review, leave feedback. So now you can check us out on Perfumo. We posted our first fragrance, Proud Mary. We're still waiting for them to put it on Fragrantica, and we are going to post this one as well, to see when they are able to feature us on Fragrantica. These are projects that are so dear to my heart, and I would appreciate it, guys, if you get your hands on them and try them out. You can get both as a combo for $199 on the website or right here on YouTube. You can get Proud Mary, which is 120 mls straight to Parfum, for $119 for the month of April on its own, or you can get just the second release, Numero 2, for $89 on the website. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.